Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this edition of Good Morning SVG. I'm your host, Pearl Williams. Let us take a short break, ladies and gentlemen, to make sure our lights are on and to make sure that we don't run into any problem. Let us take a short break. So we are asking a member of our team to make sure that the lights is on, please. Yes. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning to San Fernando, Port of Spain. Good morning to Kingstown, St. Vincent. We are asking you guys to join in on our live this morning. Come in, people, come in, and let us take a short break and come back to you with this episode of Good Morning SVG. So welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, so our lights is on. Yes, let us try to make some adjustment here. Yes. Welcome back. For some of you who's just joining us, we'd like to officially welcome you to the Good Morning SVG. This program comes to you from Mondays to Fridays from 8 a.m. to 9. We are so delighted at times to have you in our company and to bring you all the updates, okay? Now you can call us through our telephone number 1784-495-2620. It is always a pleasure to, have your text messages and so on, all right? Now you also can send us an email at goodmorningsvg@gmail.com, all right? Let us officially invite you to join our live. Send us your comment. Let us know if we are doing something right, yes or no. If you know something that that we should know, please feel free to do so by sending us your comment in that little comment box, all right? I'd like to say good morning to all the political parties that are advocating for office this morning. Good morning to the Labour Party, and also the NDP. Good morning to you guys. I do hope that we continue to campaign safe, all right? And there's no need for the animosity, the division, the confusion, anything that you would like to describe this as at, right? We know that some people are having a great time partying, on the Sion Hill intersection where we saw yesterday. Both parties are having a great time blowing the horn, and things of that nature. And, it was very entertaining, the fact that there was not any clash, but just the both parties are just having a great time, and it's so that we would like to continue to see our parties working hand in hand for office, all right? And let us send a big shout out to the folks in the leeward side of the island. Good morning to you. Good morning to the administration that is governing. We were told that the world boss is still going to hold office, and we yet to see how strong he can be to hold this office, all right? The PM looking a little, well, you need to just relax yourself a little bit. Don't get over excited. And we have some heart issues, so just take it in stride, take it one step at a time, and so on. We have all the entertainment in terms of the dancing and the movement on stage. The people are happy about those dance and what's not. We said that the PM probably have some dance classes going on hidden somewhere that we don't know, right? every meeting the dance is getting better and better, all right? So guys, for all of you guys who are looking at the entertainment, please enjoy, all right? We also say good morning to Mr. Friday as well, who is also on the other side, who's advocating, speaking about changes and what's not. We hope that this is not a gimmick. It is not something that you'll go out and say to the people, this is what I'm offering, and when you get in office is a different thing. Yeah, we hope and that the people of this country who said that you are sleeping in parliament, that you get up, and shake off yourself, all right? This is serious business. You all guys are playing with the lives of the citizens in this country as to where we are going forward and so on, all right? Now, ladies and gentlemen, before we begin this morning's program, please be reminded that I told you that Everglow, my good friend from Dominica, won the Heritage Festival pageant in Dominica. And again, I'd like to take this opportunity to congratulate her and hope that she is going to appear on the program, whether it's today, tomorrow, sometime for the balance of the week. All right. So let us all get together and send our condolences to SBC BC. Mr. Paul McLeish passed yesterday morning. I was up at the television station. I extended my condolences, especially to the staff. You know, they are beginning to wonder what's the future of their job. How could the station move forward? But I think that something will work out. So let us keep our hands crossed. In the meanwhile, let us send that condolences to his wife, his children, and also all members of staff. And even if you were affiliated in some way or the other with the SVG television, yeah, we also extend that condolences to you as well. Mr. Paul McLeish was a very serious man, a no-nonsense man, you know, keeping the company itself together. And we sincerely hope if there is another person that in line right now, that they would be able to do the same. All right, so let us move on. We say good morning to our friends down at Hot 97. Yesterday we've had Blaze yesterday with a very outstanding interview with Mr. Tony Williams, the brainchild of the retro games that is coming up. He's actually here with us and would be leaving in the morning, leaving in a little while for Mustique. I hope that, you know, during his time out or tomorrow morning that he can chat with us about these games, so you guys will know that the hula hoo and, you know, the marble pitch and all the games, you know, the traditional games, you go on November 18th at the nutrition, I think it's the field in the netball court. That is located up at New Montrose. Yeah, and have yourself a great day. It's a family event. You know, it's a Sunday. You come out, you know, with the kids and so on. You know, you have food. They have food available for sale and so on. And you also have a bit of music. You have medals to be won. You know, so many challenges in different competition. So you guys go out and have a fun time. All right. It's the first of its kind coming from the club in St. Vincent, but they've already started it in Mustique, and the workers down there will tell you they had a fantastic time on the court. All right, so you're bringing back the old games, ladies and gentlemen. The games, as he indicated, is the movement. Come off your computer, your phone, and so on, and get, you know, to a place that, you know, when you play the game and was not at some level of movement. All right, I'd like to. Sorry, it's the 16th of November. All right. So Community Health and Fitness told us is on the 15th, sorry, on the 16th of November. Yes. Thanks for the reminder, Community Health and Fitness Club. And you guys are going to have a fantastic time. All right. Now, for some of you guys who are asking, is there an admission fee? It's $5 for kids and $10 for adults. You know, it's quite reasonable. You come in, you make your contribution and have a great time. Okay. Yes, you're going to have water. You have your snacks. There's a small bar for some of the guys who are just looking on and not really participating. Yeah, you have a little bar that will give you a little high room. Of course, we know that people come there, they want a little drink and so on. So there's going to be a little bar, you know, set up there for those drinkers who are just looking on to the game, all right? And you have some soft drinks, you have water and whatnot. We spoke with Island Sip Water yesterday down at Camden Park. Let us hope that Jasmine could send up a few bottles of water for the participants. All right. Good morning to Island Sip Water, and they are located at the ECGC company that is located in Camden Park. Good morning to the entire staff. Good morning to Mr. Halox and all the folks who are marketing this product throughout the region. Good morning to you. All right. Now we cannot leave out Faces this morning for all their nutrition products that they are selling here in St. Vincent and Grenadines at various supermarkets and shops. We say good morning to the entire staff at Faces this morning, and we also say good morning to Frank B. Armstrong, our very good friend, Mr. Samuel. Good morning to you. The last time that I saw him, I said, Mr. Samuel, do you have the energy? And he said, yes, Pearl, every day. So let us see. Mr. Samuel, please send down your staff and let them have a good time. They deserve to. They go, you know, come to work and, you know, leave work at 4 o'clock and so on. They need a little break. You know, you send down a couple of them. You play a little tug of war and that sort of thing with them. So we say hi to Mr. Samuel at Frank B. Armstrong. All right. We also say good morning. We saw Mr. Steve Stephen Charles. This morning I was told that Mr. Charles is on vacation in Trinidad. I do hope that you enjoy your vacation. You get a little girlfriend to carry back to United States. That's no problem at all. Yes. Good morning to you, sir. Good morning. Yes, we also say good morning to my good friend, Miss Ranky Soon. And Miss Ranky Soon is the face uh, the party with Mr. Watson Duke. Yeah. Good morning to you. Good morning. And also good morning to our good friend in Sandy Bay, Miss Gail Batiste. Good morning. These are some of the people who really give us support on this program. Yes, good morning to you. And also good morning to the folks in Dominica, Antigua. Good morning to you, Antigua, with we have Miss Gina Million in Antigua. Good morning to my friend. How can we forget you out of this little greetings list this morning, all right? We also say good morning to Mr. Williams and his team in Mustique as well. We say good morning to you. Good morning to Auntie Sharon. Good morning to the Human Resource Department. Good morning. Good morning to all the folks there. Good morning. And we cannot leave out Mr. Pitchard and Mr. Adam and those guys down there who holding the fort together on the island. Good morning. And good morning to Mr. Richard. That's the best man on the island. Good morning to you. And all the other workers and so on who are going out there making sure that the guests return to their respective cottages and also their home. All right, so good morning. Yes, we do have home owners who return on their property and so on. All right, we saw Gillian Ford this morning. Say good morning to Miss Gillian Ford, a former athlete from San Fernando, ladies and gentlemen. Back in my time, it was heat on the track, you know. Gillian Ford was a girl coming out of San Fernando, where we are out of Gasparillo. And, it was just dust on the track. So good morning to you. I saw Gillian pop up a little while ago online. Good morning to you. All right. We also told that Mr. Stephen Charles was also an athlete in Trinidad and Tobago. My girl, Deborah Ishmael and all these girls, perhaps they would know that name, but not me. I don't think at the time we would have known him as Stephen or so, but it was so much athletes, it's very difficult to, to keep track of everybody. All right. So we knew of Janice Bernard and Pernell Bruno and all these names, Mohammed, Mr. Francis, all the names and whatnot. You had to learn those names, Samuel Sampson, and those names that we are calling, they were all champions in their own right. Yeah. So on my list this morning, good morning to all of you. All right. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we had said that the political climate that is currently ongoing in St. Vincent and Grenadines, that we will not make mention. And so I was told over and over to stay away from that sort of discourse and, going out there, because you don't want anybody to target you. You don't want anybody to victimize you and all of that, right? And while we understand all of this, there are just certain things that we have to highlight on this morning's program, all right? We would say to our citizens to be very vigilant and to be very careful about the way in which you conduct yourself during this time. Some of the folks who are using violence in some of the streets and in some instances to demonstrate, your patronage for any of the party, and we ask you to do this with respect, all right? There's absolutely no need for us to go out and cuss out and behave in this uncivilized manner. As far as I'm concerned, I would go so far to use that word, uncivilized manner. And it is causing real chaos and tension in the city, and we have to discourage that sort of practice at this point, all right? We saw some of the well-wishers are also in this time of, according to these people, destruction. And we say time of destruction because it is a time where we have to look at the slate and see whether or not our children and our grandchildren, our great-grandchildren, how can they benefit, down the road, what is happening. And you guys have to make the right choices. Now, we heard that the Prime Minister would have indicated that the port, the newly built port, if we are voting on the other side, that it will be privatized, as well as the hospital. These guys have their own ideas as to the best way forward and so on. And it's up to you. Yeah, we are not here to beg you this morning. But it's up to you to make the right choice and make sure that when you cast your vote and when you exercise your franchise, that down the road, You understand me? It is just not, what you expected. All right? That the grievance start, this is not what I expected. This is not blah, blah, blah. You understand me? So make sure that you understand the cause of your action. Make sure that you understand where you are placing your vote, the reasons behind them. How can you see the choices that you make, how it can be, friendly, it can be, let's say, uplifting, or it's some development for the coming generation. All right, and this is what you have to say to yourself. All right, now the onus is on you to choose. Yeah, and we cannot say to vote this and to vote that and vote. It is up to you. We are all mature people with sense. We saw what is development, where we are going. We saw, the intention. We also saw the education revolution for the kids. Would our children stand another chance, whether they pass or fail, to become, good custodians, good educated people, people with humanity, persons who can go out, and represent themselves, find out in what capacity that you think it's working for you and make the right choice. So we have a phone call coming in at this time, and it is Sol. Let's take to 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 take that call that call came in actually from the Sol group, and they are more or less installing renewable energy. That's the whole package, and they are also installing those solar panel to your home to reduce your current, and that is one of our guests that should be coming up in this week's program into next week. As I told you yesterday, we were absent from the program yesterday with a cause, and we are trying to make things better. All right, let us continue, ladies and gentlemen. We were indicating that the choices that you make, it is beneficial to you, your children, your neighbors, whoever. Is it something that you would like to see? And was not, these are some of the questions that we need to ask ourselves. You do not be prompted by anyone that will say, girl, I think you better leave the Labour Party and go across to the NDP or whatever the case may be. You personally have to do your soul search and to see whether or not the choices that you are making is a successful one. All right. Now we can highlight so many different things as to what transpired in the past. How do you see yourself? Is the civilization that you're talking about, is it working? Things of that nature. You need to ask yourself all those questions. My children, would they benefit as a result of the changes that I decided to make? Would we have more people on our waters bringing in drugs? And all sort of different things. Are we going to get away with murder and what's not? Would the customs pass our people with their drugs and what's not for money? Some people buying the big vehicle, the big house and what's not. Ask those questions and see whether or not, yes, that you are satisfied. Yeah. A lot of things are happening, ladies and gentlemen. We cannot put our mouth in things that we have no proof about. And so we also have to be very careful, even at the journalists and all of that, as to where they are getting their information from. What I know that you guys are not sending the police here for me, right? And this is what it is. Now, the lady was speaking a bit about victimization, ladies and gentlemen, and we had some Miss Faith Martin who spoke about victimization on her job and that sort of thing. We have to say to you guys, right? To each his own. When we go on Facebook and lambaste and carry on with our stuff, we yet to see the real essence of what it is, all right? The lady indicated that she was victimized because she was working at the Kelakwa Town Board and she was sent home and was not, and she's now voting NDP. Now, some of you guys are looking at the story and was not, you don't know what is the detail of the story, but you jump on the bandwagon and say, yes, girl, I too am voting out the tail because this is what they do. Yeah? Every story, ladies and gentlemen, have some truth to it. And by you going out, Faith Martin going out and speaking out, maybe what she's saying is correct, but always find the essence. We have some people that born to hate, and when the haters go out there and they start lashing out and what's not, you swear to God it's gospel, but it is not, right? We have a code of conduct in this country as women that we must exercise on a daily basis. We cannot go out there, holding very serious office and behaving like gutter rat. You understand me? And we have to take responsibility always for our action. All right? Now, we knew Miss Faith Martin is in the dental industry and that sort of thing, and she been, reaching out to people, helping, and that sort of thing in her community. She have started trafficking, bringing in little, little goods out of Trinidad and was not trying to help herself and her family, as she indicated. But we cannot just jump on the wagon when we hear certain voices without saying, I need to know what is the real issue or what is the story. How can someone start to victimize you without a cause? Is it because something went wrong? All right. Now, we have some young women are going out there saying, boy, once you go out there and you're a labor woman, you're solicit a man from the Labor Party, you're in business. You get what you want, you get your job, you get your supermarket, you get your galvanized, you get your planting, you get whatever you have to get, right? And this is how some of us marketing ourselves, that when you lime a labor man, you could get what you want, all right? Now, when some of you get what you want, and you want more, and you did not get it, do not come on social media to disturb, you understand me, the intention, right? If you go out and carry yourself disrespectful, people will going to disrespect you, right? If you go out there, according to these people, selling saltfish without weighing it and put it on the scale, people are going to buy, right? And this is something that we have to be very honest about. These women, some of them, they go out there without any sort of self-respect and then start to cry wolf. People ain't respect them and what's not. Why would you go to a business you're working, you understand me, and your full intention is to drop your underwear at any cost possible? What the hell you and I speaking about when it comes to that? You understand me? Right? And when we carry ourselves in this low-life capacity and then cry wolf, we want people to listen to us. That is not the point. Yeah, you don't go about tying your head with your weed, you smoke your weed, you put up your foot on the counter and you tell the man and them if they want something, come and get it. You understand me? And then expect your children and society to respect you. Right? So when you go out and tell people, oh, don't vote for the Labour Party and what's not, tell them the true story, the real story, tell them about the conduct of women. And we need to stop it. These are the intelligent conversation I will put my phone to listen to. Right? But don't allow society to single you out and say, who's she? Boy, you don't know what you're dealing with. You know? You don't know what you're dealing with. Right? Some of you hope, okay, Camelo is the Prime Minister's son. You want the status. I am with the Prime Minister's son. Who the hell is the Prime Minister's son? You understand me? Who the hell is the Prime Minister's son? Some of you just think you want status and what's not. Camelo is a happy married man with his wife, with a very outstanding lawyer from Jamaica. Are you believing in your mind that that man is leaving his wife for some cheap sex under the desk? What the hell wrong with our young people, really? Seriously? So even if you get a little blind, you get piece of the man and you keep texting the man, you're calling him, you ask him question, and the man decide to answer to the call, you get a little piece. You understand me? According to the people, does that give you the entitlement to come out because you didn't get a second and third one? The man have to save his energy for when he get home for his wife. What the hell wrong with you guys? Why is it you find it convenient to go on social media talking nonsense? This morning I put on my phone, right? Hoping that I will turn on, because normally I go to bed with Psalm 91, I wake up with the same thing and put on my stuff. For this morning, I was really tired yesterday and fell asleep. I had a shower and went straight to my bed last night. Got up this morning without playing my stuff, because usually Psalm 91 I go to bed with and wake up with it, asking God to have this mercy on me. You understand me? Stay away from the vagabonds. You understand me? The faggots and the home wreckers. Stay away from them. Don't get yourself caught up, Pearl, with any sort of toxic environment and any sort of conversation. And what's not my bedroom. That's why I'm voting for right now. That's why I am all the time making sure that I have my job done, making sure I show up, make sure I dress well. You understand me? Make sure that whatever I'm doing is beneficial to my family. That's where I'm at. You understand me? I have a little office here that I'm trying to put together for since long. I am taking stripe, doing piece by piece. I do some of my work in my office when I'm called on duty. I go and do what I have to do, but I'm focused, right? But I would say to you, stop contaminating the young people's minds with your nonsense, right? Right? You cannot be out at Calico in your dental office clothes. You know, you're messing with people and their minds. You're messing, you doesn't care whether it's a husband or whoever it is, and then come on social media like Jesus Christ talking, you know, about the crucifixion and why Jesus was crucified. Yeah? It's all about conduct. Right? You could not be in any sort of victimization mode if you didn't put yourself cheaply in it. Right? Because if you're an educated girl that had your credentials, you understand me, and you applied through service commission, you understand me, there's a process when they fire you, they give you a warning letter, you conduct yourself inappropriate and what's not, it's a process. But when some of you decide, boy, regardless to what, once I give one of the guys and them a bly, they will put me in high office, they could fire you immediately. The people who put you in, you understand me, without documentation, could take you out without documentation, and that is what you must understand. And that is what some of you have to go out there speaking about. When people solicit your service without documentation, you understand me, they can take you out anytime, right? When they buy your house and your car driving on the road, they can take back the license, they can take back the house, they can stop paying your insurance. You understand me? This is what it is. Right? So don't go out there talking about victimization. When you victimize yourself by taking your front and vandalizing it, you understand me, is what you have to go out and tell people. You understand me? Do not take your body parts and feel it's an investment, you understand me, by getting a job. Because it could always fail you. It could shut down. You understand me? It could be elasticity. That's the word, elasticity. That's the word. It can happen. You understand me? All the hot, we are aging, our body parts are getting weaker and all this sort of thing. What happens if it gets to this point where there's no more enjoyment? And the men did not say, boy, this is somewhere I used to be. It was nice and I'm keeping it and I'm honoring it because, you know, it served me for a couple of years well. You understand me? Very few men are having those patients right now because they tell themselves they was there in a place where they was very happy, you know, everything was very together and things like that. They no longer have the comfort, so they go on to look for somewhere else. We can't stop that. You could put on the best cologne, you can change your hair, you can dye your skin, you can look for the latest style, you can put on the highest shoes. Remember that part, you understand me, it's not a muscle part that they no longer could enjoy, so they go on for that muscle, right? So some of you, you understand me, who believe that life is only in your bed, you understand me, you better think again. Yeah? A few days ago, I saw a Rasta man on the thing saying that the women, they cannot cook, they cannot this, they that, all they do, they lie down and whatever it is the case. Right? So in my general statement, I am saying to you this morning that, you know, this is the political climate. We would like to see intelligent conversation, given reasons why you should not vote, why you should diversify, why you should not go blah, blah, blah. Give us reasons, intelligent reasons. Give us, you know, what is your take on the situation? You understand me? Have you been benefiting in any given time from this regime? And if you did, what it was? You know, how were you able to feed your children? How do you feel about having your daughter or your son away from China, where according to these people, I mean from St. Vincent to China, Czech Republic, wherever country, that as a parent, how were you able to survive not seeing your children that is so close to you? Everything that happened, you turn on your radio to hear if this is it. You call them every morning to say, don't forget to say your prayers. Look at the quality of students that you have. Stay away from conversation and what's not. Let us hear from some of the parents. In the quest of the scholarship that are given to the children, how do you feel as a parent having your daughter away from you or your son away from you and what's not? Right? I will say this to you, right? If it's victimization, tell me what it is. So my son was at 2 schools, my grandson, right? 2 schools. The teachers, you remember all the teachers, they are friends. They coordinate from one school to the next. If you are not, or they feel that they have something for you, remember your child is soon. My grandson is out of school at 16 years old. You understand me? And up to now, yesterday that he went to the school, the teachers, they all said, I miss him. Why he's not in school? Blah, blah, blah. One particular person decided to put on the axe. And that is what it is. What do you call that? Why, according to people, mature people believe when you could go out there to victimize a child, that you take away a child's future from him and feel that you're going to go well. You're not going to go well. Every one of you going in the pit. You understand me? You cannot go to the extent to punish a child to get at the parent. You can't get at me, because I say to you guys, I have never gone to the Prime Minister office or have ever gone to the NDP office and line up and say that my child don't have food and I need to get a food stamp and what's not. I have never gone there, and it shows the government a level of independence. Right? You have to use your skills, you understand me, to go out there and obtain. But some of us just sit down the minute the Prime Minister or the whatever it is did not give you something. You understand me? That's it. And when you hear the average person speak on the road, it's like, I not vote in Labour, they never give me anything. So when your vote is to get something, ladies and gentlemen, you have to vote to get cheese, butter, whatever. Really? It is not really the future of our country moving forward. They ain't give me nothing. I ain't get no galvanized. They ain't give me no planting. They ain't give me this and that and terror. They ain't give me that. What a world that we live in. You understand me? And we try to, according to these people, exploit the word maturity. Right? We exploit that word, and we exploit the word love. That is what it is. Anybody, I love you. Yeah, and some people fall in for that bullshit. You understand me? I love you. Yeah? And so this is, according to the people, this is real time, is reality. How much of you download CNN News, BBC News, Caribbean News, you understand me, and look at what is happening? Look at Russia, China, Trinidad and Tobago and Venezuela. You understand me? Very soon we have no rice, flour, sugar, no else. Our boat that leave here to carry food, our provision and so on in Trinidad and what's not. You understand me? Right now, Kamala declared war, and this is something I have to speak to you about, and said each time that it comes to mind, I put it up, but let's talk about it this morning. All right? We have the Iron Woman, one of the most outstanding leaders in this entire region, not leaving out our Prime Minister. Huh? Don't underestimate him in no capacity whatsoever. He's also one. And the Iron Woman said, we have to now protect innocent life. Innocent lives, our sisters, our brother, our children, and our great-grandchildren. Yeah? And the drug lord who accustomed going out there to offer the PNM government blood money to run the election so that they can get away with all the scheme and scam. You understand me? That is what they're doing. Drugs, money, run Trinidad and Tobago. Right? Some people say the judge, the magistrate, or whoever it is, everybody involved. You understand me? The customs, the churches, you name it, they all involved. Kamala said, we are going to change that nonsense, that narrative. You understand me? Any boat is on the water that is unannounced, or anything at all that is they cannot declare, get them off. You understand me? The Iron Woman. And today, for some of you who are speaking with just the tip of your tongue, you understand me? Take back your word, eat your vomit. You understand me? We have to clean up this place. You understand me? Like while Donald Trump, who said, some people leave from here to go to America, they go to Atlanta, they prefer to be on the streets like vagrants, rather than they go home to make a contribution. Right? We still have people who are holding the fort because they feel the power from the Almighty is theirs. That's the average person. Because I didn't cast a vote for you, you have to stand up there hours. There's under punishment and what's not. You understand me? So you go to the office, you spend 3 hours sitting down and wait. You understand? Sit down waiting, and they say, let she sit down there. Let she sit down there and wait. And if she can't wait, let she go. That is the instructions. You understand me? We have to put an end to that. You understand me? The students of the opinion, if they go and give the professor some high sex, you understand me? They go to UE and they meet any of the professors inside and they give them some sex. They could have a doctorate, a MBA, or whatever it is. And when you put them out, say, beyond nonsense. This is the corrupted world that we're living in right now. You understand me? This is what we're living in. Right? So when you see these people with the MDA and the big car and the this and the that and carry on, investigate before you get yourself involved. Is either the man outside kill you because they tell you they don't have no man, right? The job could send them home because when they investigate your performance, you have no degree or anything of the sort. Somebody gave you because you was able to sex for it. You understand me? Your cars and what's not bought by your boyfriend. Make sure that you know on early mornings that you go under the desk, under the counter, and you give them what you want because you will have to park that vehicle in the garage. You understand me? And this is how it's going. We no longer have the morals, the dignity and pride that we once had. You understand me? Everything corrupt. You understand me? And I'll tell you the reason for this. You go to a place and you're very truthful. Your passport lost, your ID or whatever the case may be, and what's not, the people start to interrogate you. You understand me? It pushes you now to start to lie to get the same thing that you went to in an honest way. And people came to the point now where you have to tell dangerous lies in order for you to get through. You see, when you go there with the truth, you're not getting anywhere. Right? Women like you and I who decided, boy, we're keeping our dignity and pride and what's not. We made a commitment, and our husbands is nowhere wrong, but you know he's making a meaningful contribution to the house. And for some reason you can't wait until he get home. Your front, your back, your side, everywhere scratching. You say, boy, my husband not here now, but I have to get rid of these feelings. You understand me? It is way beyond the feelings. And when they go out there now, the man say, boy, I am working 24/7 without any lunch or anything at all, and my woman outside there giving herself to somebody else. You understand me? According to the man, boy, it's not everybody could take that. It's not everybody. You understand me? And you're mixing up the whole callaloo. You understand me? And blaming people for your stinking, nasty, according to these people, dirty behavior. And then you ask, how can a host like Miss Williams use those words? We have to call the thing what it is. It is stink. Right? And there is no eloquence to use to describe or to put it in a way and say you're very dirty and you stink. What it is, we're calling you stink. That is what it is. Right? In some cases, you're on social media and you can smell the scent from some of these people. You understand me? And I don't have time to be engaged in no kind of toxic posts and what's not. People take off the underwear whining. We have something called CTV here. You can see that the owner of that station and what's not, where his mind is. You understand me? Anything pertaining to sex and what's not. Right? Because he have an everlasting penis where he feel will work for him from now till I don't know when. You understand me? To highlight only sex on social media. You understand me? There's no way about our women elevating. They are becoming very smart women. They are taking over the job market. Nothing positive is a piece of front and a piece of side and what's not. Don't confuse me, because I ain't not in your bullshit. Plain and straight. Right? That's what Mr. Gonsalves say. Plain and straight. What is the significance of you showing somebody butt and what's not? Right now, we have injected butt, right? Them girls pumping up the butt, all kind of thing. They look like two balloons to the back of them. What is that? So when the man say, boy, she look good, you understand me? Yeah, what is that? It's just about the look. You understand me? That is the look. So when you lie on the bed, the two things pump up like two pillow on the bed and you feel, boy, a sex, ask my husband ready for me or my boyfriend ready for me. Huh? Our marriages in today's in society last 6 and 8 months. Why? You understand me? You cannot take shit and wrap it in good paper and say you feel you're out there is a good product. It's not working. You understand me? You cannot take, you understand, the toffee that you understand, made condemn, the shelf, throw it out, and what's not, is no longer lasting, and you get a nice piece of graphic paper and you wrap it and you put it back on the shelf. You understand me? Even when it's on the shelf, understand people know what is the taste of a toffee. They know. So stop going out there and vandalizing your front, your back, and your side. And when you come on social media, telling people where to vote and how to vote, I have a serious problem with that. Right? And the same way that you come on the social media, say you don't care, I don't care. You understand me? I will sit down and listen to any legitimate conversation that is truthful, right? And we take actions for our response. We take, according to these people, we take action, we take responsibility for our actions. And we say to people, this is what it is, right? Stop taking your front and vandalizing it from east, north, west and south. You understand me? When you realize that it, according to these people, right? That it have no shelf life. You put it now and you want to come decent. Let me say to some of these women, if you part your hair and you put it nice, it look good. You put powder, lipstick on your face, it look good. It is just not the outer appearance, you understand me? It's what is in. When you open your mouth, make sure that you can convince somebody if they're going down the road doing the wrong thing. Because of you, your background, your integrity, that they will say, boy, you know that woman makes sense. Let me do this. Right? But don't feel you can take your saltfish and sell it wholesale to all the shops, and then you come back here telling people the saltfish that you sell, it was rotten. I hope you guys throw it away. Nonsense. Right? Nonsense. Right? Some of you not weighing your saltfish. You're not looking to see if it could take water and soak it out, and when you throw it out, you put in the pot, you could get a good meal. Nothing at the salt is raw saltfish. What is really wrong with you guys? Also, we're seeing Cynthia this morning. Cynthia Gibbs, good morning to you, Miss Cynthia. All right. A young woman who's vying for Miss Plus Size Universe coming out of Barely. Good morning to you. All right. It's not nice. Right? And don't ever come back on Facebook, you understand me, with your smelling self and go out there telling people about this and that. Don't do it. It's not nice. Clean up yourself. They have Fabulous soap selling. They have Disinfect. They have Blue soap. Blue, all kind of things. See if you could buy all of them. Soak the thing. You understand me? Some water. And once you start to exercise, get yourself together. You understand me? Speak to the children. Let them know that you made a human error and you decide to change it. Get yourself baptized. Tell God that you made a stupid a decision and you want to put yourself back together. Stop going out there with your nastiness, confusing people, please. This morning I will look at you in your face. You can see all which part they vandalize you all in your face. You try to cover it up with makeup. Keep your tail quiet. You understand me? It is not nice. It's not nice. And you tell people, this is a Labour girl, this is this Labour material. What are you telling me about Labour? You're asking me about Labour? Since I came here, I vote in Labour. Let me ask you something, what's the guy name? Mr. Julian Francis. Or every one of them, they will tell you Miss Williams a decent woman. Go and try it. Right? Julian Francis said in Parliament, ladies and gentlemen, when Miss Williams says she's doing something, she's doing it regardless of what. Don't care what storm pass. You understand me? I am doing it. Right? You block me in the road, I jump over your foot and go over and do the thing on the other side. You understand me? We must have some level of decency that we can pass to young women in this country. So that when they look and they do their research, they say, yes, I'm taking a chance. Right? Any shop that you go by and you call your name, people know who you are already. Or she was here last night, boy, we give she three thing. They park up, they buy 3 Carib for you. They drive you off in one of the Calaqua road. They deal with you. Right? Some of them just throw out $30 and you tell you go home and see if you could get a van to go home. What the hell you talking about, lady? Stop all this choppiness, because me, I won't answer you, but I will say respectfully, right? If you're trying to look for an audience or whatever, it is clean up yourself, please. Right? The Fabulous so gone down to a different size now because they say it's not good on the market. I still believe it good. Buy a bottle of that. Nobody you have to know that's what you're bathed with, because when you finish, you get some nice deodorant and you cover up that, but you get the mess out. You understand me? Stop all this strippiness, please. Right? Stop your strippiness. You understand me? They call me out by the police station out there with my little grandson. They must feel like God punish me or have me sit down there. I sit down there gracefully because none of the officers down there can ask me what color underwear I'm wearing. You're crazy. Somebody got slapped in their ass right in the station. All you're crazy. None of them. Right? And when you see them come out, say, oh, that's a decent lady. Say, yeah, you better be. You understand me? Don't give me no chair to sit down in the police station. You think I by the colonnade room? I am not in your nonsense. And this is the defense, and this is the seriousness you guys have to go out there and put yourself respectfully in public. You understand me? Stop taking up Facebook. It has so much of space. People looking, some of them can't even get on Facebook. You outside there talking nonsense. Who you really talking to me? Huh? It's not nice. This politics things, you understand me, taking out real bone out of closet right now, you know, if you guys don't know. I promise my husband not to speak anything about this because he ain't able, nobody bust me in my mouth, you know, but you know where you're coming, you know. You know, I bust in your mouth before you bust mine, you know. Don't come to me with your stupidness. When I go down the road is to conduct my family business, you know. I don't have no time with this thing. All you cannot intimidate me with all this stupidness, you know. Right? You are a labor woman all the time. Nobody ever stop you. You understand me? You come this morning with your bullshit on this thing to talk about your nonsense. Right? When you go out there, make sure you convince our little girls and boys how to conduct themselves properly in public and be very serious and genuine about your statement. You understand me? Stop selling saltfish all about you dropping the price. You understand me? When you don't drop the price, when you realize, boy, you put out too much energy, you ask back for the price. You don't give it without VAT and government tax and still want people to do it. What's wrong with you? Huh? These days, women are taking pride in every little thing. We buy a lipstick, we have to look good. A face powder, we have to buy hairspray. The maintenance and what's not is very expensive. How could you just carry yourself and give it just so for nothing? The soap, some of us using shower gel. We have to go to the gym to exercise and make sure the saltfish is intact, and all these things. You have to go to when you go to the gym, it's $65, $120 for the gym. The self-maintenance, you need to go to the dentist, clean your teeth, comb your hair, wash your hair, shampoo. This is money. You understand me? It's maintenance. You understand me? You have to shape your nails, you have to scrub your heels, you need a little massage and all these other things. You understand me? You have to make sure when you put yourself out there and what's not, you look good, you smell good. You understand me? You carry yourself well. You have to go now if the men realize, boy, you're not educated. You ask the man, could you send me to school? I need to have some more education or whatever the case may be. You understand me? Stop lowering down your standard like if you come from nowhere, dragging yourself through the mud. And when you're done, you sit down there telling people about labor and this and that and terror. Right? Now, I said to you guys from the beginning, if you heard me, that I was not involved in any kind of politics. You know, I changed that, right? I changed that when I saw the poor people, children in Barrowly, over the river, overland. You call all the names in the country that the children are in university. That is when I changed my course of action. Yeah? And if I to go to the poll, I am going to the poll because I realize that the generation that is coming up, they are educated. You understand me? I don't care about who sleep with who give who, and all this. And that is your business, is your personal affairs. You have decided to vandalize yourself, and that is your business. Right? We are looking at the next generation. We are looking at the modernization. We are looking at all of that. You understand me? We are looking at the freedom of movement. Right? We are looking at, according to these people, the young eloquence that is coming up. And we use that word and say young eloquence. You know why? They are engaged in that level of eloquence. So we call it what it is. Right? We have some science students here. When last you listened to the public speaking, there was just Alliance public speaking. Did you listen to our students? Huh? You listen to the diction. You look at the clarity. The diction, the clarity. And then you go outside, when you go out there, you look at the content and the level that we're speaking, right? Those are our students. The Prime Minister said whether you win, you lose, or you draw, you have a chance to go out there and make your life better. That is what I'm voting for, nothing else. Don't blow your horn. That is what I'm voting for, to know I'm celebrating the success of the young people in this country. That is what I'm voting for. You understand me? That's what it is. And if you don't conduct all yourself properly, I might even go to the poll. I'm telling you plain and straight, because there's no need for the kind of stupidity that is practiced in our society right now. What are you blowing horn, putting on t-shirt on dog, all kind of stupidness. I can't believe our mature people behaving in this manner. And when the children start to act like the mature people, then we have a problem. Right? You go to the average school and you ask a child, who is your role model? I can't tell you. Right? Everybody behaving like dogs. Dragging their ass on the ground. That is not the way. It is not the way. Right? It is not the way. We, according to these people, right? We have Miss Liana Gibb on the line. She will say to you, Miss Williams, a serious woman. Very serious. I am not playing. I believe that when you are a product of your environment, it better be a good one. Right? It better be. If you are representing your country, you have to have all the elements of good representation. You must. And I'm not taking any girl from here who don't have any discipline for time, that they speak whatever come out their mouth without caring about who are wrong and who they hear. You understand me? Going about and was not carrying themselves very cheap. You understand me? You cannot solicit and have a boyfriend that cannot provide for you. You understand me? Cannot make a meaningful contribution to your development and all of that in the play. You understand me? You cannot go out there and give history on St. Vincent and the Grenadines to say where it started, what was the development, what is the capital projects that was executed here. You cannot say that. You don't know about your population. You don't know how many miles from Chateaubriand to Kingston. You understand me? You cannot talk about the cruise ship calls that we've had in this country, how successful it was. What is the portfolio of the Ministry of Tourism and all of that? We are looking at political science, social studies, and science in one. We are looking at self-discipline. We are looking at humanity and all of that in one. You understand me? So no matter you go on BBC News or wherever it is for your presentation as your representation or whatever the case may be, that it must be an advance, you understand me, presentation. And they know when they come to my class, if you notice, we saw some Idisha Sam, you understand me, who find it convenient to call Miss Williams' name. You understand me? Right? On the program. Idisha is upset that when she drive in Lover's Lane, she don't meet me as her neighbor next to her. So she have a problem with that. Right? So she have to call Miss Williams' name on social media to get the traffic that she looking for. What a thing to do. You understand me? Idisha know when they take off the clothes, why would you have a little daughter, nothing, still in college, whining and carrying on social media? You understand me? Is a monkey that you have promoting or a child? What it is? According to Ralph, I'm ready for every one of you who ready for me, you know. I'm going to tell you, I'm not cussing you out, but I'm showing you the logical thing in your statement. What is logical and what is not? You went to China or somewhere to study and come back here more dotish than when you go. You understand me? Why would you have a little child whining on social media? You understand me? Until she's a political ass because she goes to all the political thing, whining and behaving for entertainment. Tell me something. Right? I can see a child who's dancing and would like to express her talent and creativity through movements. But I will put on clothes on that child. Let me say something. I say to people, my father used to take a few booze. I'm telling you. But you and piss leave our house undressed. And I say to people, you can imagine my father had a few drinks. What about you that your father was very serious? You understand me? And could not. Your father is a DJ, popular. So you want to bring popularity in your house. You start to call Pearl Williams' name. You understand me? My name is an honorable, respectful name in this country, lady. Let me just tell you something. You understand me? I keep saying to you, none of the politicians, the schoolboys, and the boys and them who now born, they don't know anything about Miss Williams and she front. Right? When you guys take your front and make it a road march in tongue, it gives you this energy that you feel you could come and call people name. You understand me? Stop your nonsense, you know. Right? Because I don't start to document all where you carry your front, you know, and I'm ready to tell you where it is. Right? Because some of you will carry your front somewhere and leave it right there and forget to pick it up, you know. Right? Do not mess with me. When I go out there, I try to encourage good energy. You understand me? Ask the child what you're doing on the block. Although you guys think that you take little Karen Charles, who is so talented, it will take you the next century to see a child. This is so talented. They're born with it. You understand me? The two parents was in love and they understand how to make love. You understand me? The children come out creative and bright. You cannot take away that from them. Right? Stop going out and punishing people, children. Right? You find it convenient to call people name. All of this in politics. What you hear me speak about, it is politics. It's so petty that we have to discuss the pettiness this morning. Right? If Idisha Sham was very good in bed, that they send her to a scholarship and when she get back here, she had to pay her price, you understand, by sleeping wherever she goes to pay back the scholarship bill. Do that in Jesus' name, but leave out other people, please. Right? Because some of you believe that your front could put you in a place that is front, that you can't come back to the back. I don't know where you get your philosophy from, but make sure you know what you're doing. Right? The woman put on One News, Miss Williams have the contestants, but how can they see it? How the hell you see it in the first place? You making sense? Huh? This is what it is. Some of you want to walk up by the Prime Minister office without underwear. You understand me? And want to give something for something. What the hell all you don't keep all yourself quiet? Huh? This is not nice. It is not nice. So when you go out there telling your story about the Labour Party and why they should go to the thing, let people know the full composition. Write an essay. You understand me? Make sure that your diction is out, according to these people, very outstanding. Because these days, especially where we have AI and what's not correct your spelling, put on your dot, make sure that all the capital letters in the respectful order. Don't come here with your bullshit, with your green verbs, and your big stinking self to talk no stupidness on the thing. It's not nice. Right? So this is what it is. The girl have a cock teeth. It look like if she suck out all the plum rose and everything went tongue. You understand me? One take her braces and put it on her mouth so when you speak properly, you're in the media, look properly and smell good and look good and stop talking shit because the shit have its own exit, but you want it to come through your mouth. And look who you're talking about. Girl, I came here, you understand me, and develop my family to where they are. You understand me? You ever see them? They're very good looking and very smart. You cannot convince them. You cannot speak to them. My little 16-year-old will carry you. You understand me, Broadway, and bring you back and tell you that you was not on stage. My 16-year-old. They ain't gone to university yet. Very brilliant. And people have a problem with them the minute they start speaking. Oh, Miss Williams, these children, they was in Trinidad. They speak language. They're very outstanding, blah, blah. Why? We spent time, you understand me, to speak with them. We never left them here to go to Wet Fete like Adisha Sam in all her painted clothes. Juve morning and a bathe and go down the road to the Tuesday jump up. I am speaking clear and plain with all you and all. You can't do me nothing. Right? And I said to you, the banana boat that brought me here, park up ready to carry me back. I am not in a stupidness with you guys. Plain and straight. All you don't have no secret for me in tongue. You understand me? No secret for me in tongue. I use this platform here, you understand me, to market, to motivate. You understand me? To motivate and come up with solutions. We have to be very truthful. We are voting for a regime to continue the work of St. Vincent and Grenadines. You understand me? That's what it is. Some of you came back from the university, dotish more than anything else. You understand me? Cannot come up with a little business plan and whatever. We are young entrepreneurs. If all of us could put up a little $50,000, $40,000 together and open up a big business here, and at the end of it all of us distribute and have some monies. But instead of that, don't bother with Paula, no, she feels she is. Let me tell you, I ain't feeling no, I know. Right? I know. Because I am not going to take my body part to vandalize it in tongue looking for popularity. That ain't happening, eh? That is what it is. So don't take my name to carry to One News. One News is hustling to survive like everybody else. You understand me? They look for what is news and what is not news. Don't use my name. The next time, you and I are going to stand in front of the judge. Right? And if you disrespect me, I get a slap in your ass in front of the judge. And let me tell you all something, you hear me? I is a no-nonsense girl, and when you see me stay far away from me, I go down the road is to conduct business. Right? You need a capital slap in your ass because you feel it's convenient to you to call anybody name. But this is one name you will forget about calling. You understand me? All you don't take off all your front, all your underwear and show people all your front vandalizing. Or nobody do that. You're afraid your shelf life gone. A young girl like you. Eh? Before you get with some girls and clean up the roundabout and all the little places that we want cut grass and what's not, borrow one of them worker, help out. Plant the place, make sure the place look clean. Speak to the girls on the street, let them come off the block. You understand me? Tell girls how to solicit respectful men in their life and stop taking up these little boys that only want the front for a little period of time, and when the shelf last gone, they drop them on the side. Let us talk, let us have a conversation. Right? Let us have a conversation. Right? All of you smoking a little piece of weed on the block. Some man gave all you a piece of weed. They gave all you 2 pounds of chicken back to carry home, and all you don't eat that with the breadfruit. All you say, thank God for my man. I couldn't eat without him. What kind of thing? What kind of man will give you a chicken back to buy with your breadfruit? What's really wrong with all you? You're so brave and out of place this morning to talk about victimization. You victimize yourself. And when people could see that you disrespect yourself, they start to disrespect you. Girl, I was in California, I asked the police down there. Right? My grandson will tell you, the police say, Miss Williams, you cannot use your phone. I say, I got a call. You understand me? Are you expecting because of the station I cannot? I answered my call here inside the station sergeant office and anywhere my phone ring. What is wrong with you? You understand me? Or you cannot intimidate me, I tell you that. I know my rights. A call came in. If Miss Williams, you cannot use your phone, am I supposed to have an overseas call that is calling that bringing monies to my house or my business and say, I'm in the station, I'm sorry. You call me here. I did not come to your station. You call me. Right? So you took me out of my office and I can't make a call. I am not a house arrest. What I am. Right? No uniform going to intimidate me in this country because I can make the uniform where you're wearing and put it on in town. Right? I have the educated background to put on your uniform, right? The judge uniform and the lawyer uniform. All of us can make the same thing. Don't ever feel that you're in a situation where you could intimidate anybody. We have the same voice. You understand me? Some of you who went overseas and asked the professor to please put on another 10% on your degree and come back in tongue and cannot help this country to be where it is. All you need to speak to me. Right? Some of you who buy your father was a lawyer, so now you think Oxford or whoever know about them, so they will give you a blind and you come back here talking shit. You understand? We cannot make a representation to the judge in this country and want to tell people how they must do and how they mustn't do. Right? So let's get the composition together. Let us go and vote respectfully for our young children, our generation. As I said to you guys, the best thing that enticed my appetite is when I saw the children fail, pass, or draw. They have an opportunity to be educated. You understand me? If you cut me, that's what you're meeting. Right? That is what it is. I remember when I came here, all the white-collar people at Republic Bank, you can't speak, they turn around the eye and watch you. Like if it's piece of shit boy, Mr. Gonsalve have his color. You hear me? And he said, color, creed, or race. We must develop this country. And that is what I'm voting for. You hear me? None of you check yourself. Right? Let us go back here, ladies and gentlemen. We have just turning our cameras a bit. Yeah? You go out there, you understand me? You believe that if you get refused because you asked for some galvanized, you asked for something and you didn't get it, you go out and you say the labor people never give me nothing. Yeah? You start to give people a reason why you're not voting and what's not. They come up with the jab, which is the vaccination, the vaccine to be vaccinated with the teachers. You had a right to say, no, I am not taking any. And nobody moving me from the classroom. Right? You had the power to stay in the classroom, whether you're vaccinated, yes or no, you decide to come out. Don't blame nobody. You understand me? The law would have to show me, you understand me, based on becoming a teacher after my studies, that I refuse to have according to the mandate. And you are telling me that I can't stay in the room because I am infected and I will infect other people. You understand me? The same way how Rennie Batiste was over the road and says the big cat or look come and move me. You understand me? I would have said the big rat or look come and move my ass from which part I is. I was not moving. You had a right to sit in your classroom. So don't go out there now talking about you had to leave the classroom because you're this and some of you are your mortgage and what's not. Right? Some of you who lose your job refuse to go by the Prime Minister's house and sit down by his table, and when they serving the food, whatever they serving the Prime Minister, they give all you some to because all you cut out your food. Where the hell they want all you to eat? All you refuse to go by the Governor General office and sit down there, let me Susan Dog and give all you something to eat. Do not come back here to complain with all your nonsense. The onus is on you. The state of this country is because we are very coward. You understand me? You guys backward with your nonsense. You understand me? And when we just say backward, and that's not an insult, no. It's the backwardness in your thinking, you understand me? How to go out there and get what you want. I couldn't be no teachers, ladies and gentlemen. I was showing up to my class every day. You understand me? I could not be any teacher, so don't go out there with according to these people, with your loose cannon behavior and then blame people. I don't know which court in Kingston could have said to me legally that I am in my classroom, I haven't done anything, and because of a vaccine that I can't be in my classroom. Really? All of us sending me back home with immediate effect. And for some of you who understand that I haven't done anything in Trinidad, know that anywhere where I have dual citizenship, yes, to know that I can't go back, right? Right now, my community begging me like a dog. Miss Williams, I think you need to run for local government. This is where you start. This is where my sister started, right? And I refuse that. Yeah? I refuse because the kind of person I am, very persistent. You understand me? And very straightforward. I don't think people will think, because you see in my community, no child would be sitting on any block in my community. No child. That's where we're going to begin. I was going to engage the police officers, right? And write a report, write a proposal, as a girl that is running for local government to say this is what my community are affected with and we better get it clean. Else we have Sodom and Gomorrah. You understand? I'm a very serious woman. Very, very serious. I could not be in no classroom and anybody tell me I had to come out because I can't get paid. Right? Somebody had to feed me and my children. I put my clothes, my laundry bag in your washroom. I don't have lights, I don't have water. You understand me? Somebody had to pay somewhere. Right? So some of you who come feel that you're this and you're that, you have to walk away or this and that, and Miss Williams say this and Miss Williams say that. Remember, as I said, the banana boat is parked somewhere. Where brought me here could take me back. I'm not in this stupidness. But all I'm saying to the young lady this morning, you understand me? When you are conducting a live, an interview, or whatever it is, the first thing, you hear, lady, we have to be very truthful in our discourse. Very truthful. Right? This is what it is. Let people buy a product that they see on the market that worth the value. That is it. Let people say I am closing my eyes and I'm voting Miss Josine or Miss whoever. I'm voting. You understand me? Don't come up with your uncrafted lies. Not the crafted, uncrafted lies. You understand me? To according to these people. You understand me? To go out there looking for franchise. Don't. Alright? So ladies and gentlemen, this was not the objective this morning, but I got up with this thing on social media. You understand me? It got me so upset. I'm not really upset, but disappointed. And you see what disappointed me this morning? Nothing else cannot, you understand me, change that. You understand me? That disappointment. And it will continue. You understand me? We are too small to act this way. We are in a global village, ladies and gentlemen. What work here today will definitely work tomorrow. And we have to be very authentic. You understand me? Let us have the TH, very authentic. Right? We have to be genuine. And we have to set strong examples. Strong examples. We are raising the next generation. As mature people, that is what we are doing. Raising the next generation. Right? And we have to be very truthful. Stop the lies. And the Nancy story. You understand me? The falsehood. Any name that you give it, stop it. Alright? Now, ladies and gentlemen, I believe that I exceeded my time. It is now 15 minutes past 9 in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. From time to time, that no matter how decent that we are, we have to step aside sometime and put things in right perspective. We have to make sure that when we go out there, that we are going to be the example for the next generation to say this is not it is. You understand me? How it is. You just give birth. You need to get your stomach healed. You need to get your private part back in the place where it's supposed to. Let us move with the movement. At the end of the day, we are the beneficiary. Yeah. Don't believe that you could come here on social media with all falsehood. You understand me? If I'm a vagabond, call me what you know I am. Yeah? But we are doing serious business and we do it in the way, it's the only way that we can uphold the word integrity and to put it back, let integrity reign. You understand me? Some of you who believe, boy, we could get rich overnight. We could sell some cocaine and we could sell some weed and be rich overnight. You understand me? You're playing with blood money. Yeah? Anything can happen to you. You understand me? And this is what it is. Alright? So I'd like to say on behalf of Good Morning SVG, To all the folks who took the time out to listen, to view this program, to send your comments, to be a part of the positive movement. All right? Please don't forget to take part in the upcoming movement health, community health and fitness event that is coming up on next week, Sunday. You guys know that you have to get there, $10, $5. You make sure you be part of the movement. Look at what we used to play back in our days when we had strong relationships. Yeah, when we build unity is strength, when we had conversation, whether your parents love us, yes or no, whether they pelt a stone, we have a platform to speak and to according to these people, right, to communicate with each other. Those were the games that we played back then. We didn't have anybody, you understand me, threatening and you're on social media with human trafficking, people trying to find out technically who you are affiliated with, and if you could meet them at any particular stage, what is dangerous. We're going back to the games. That even if that is the case, we can see who it is making whatever, all right? So let's go back and play the innocent games. You leave a match and you feel good because you played clean games and safe games, all right? So see you on the 16th of November, all right? And not that I'm not going to be on the program tomorrow, but see you on the 16th of November for clean fun, all right? And don't forget, it has a netball court, yeah? Let us also remind you that our children are on the street, and you have to exercise caution always to make sure that we have, our population is reducing every day, or are reducing every day. And we need to make sure that the young people who hear and what's not, right, that we set strong example so that they can weather any storm, you understand, moving forward, all right? Please also don't forget our senior citizen who forgot the decimal point. Whether it's $2, $6, please help them, all right? Until tomorrow at 8 o'clock, ladies and gentlemen, I send genuine peace and love, all right? Until we meet again, if God says yes, I'll be here tomorrow at 9 o'clock. Have a good day, ladies and gentlemen, and bye.